Banger. Make a call, make a bong bong bong, make a call, make a deep, a deep bong bong bong, your body kakara, make a bong bong bong, on a make a deep. Kilo fat, I'm a dead jugger there,
So what is up, Africana fam? We are back with another wig install video. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, but as y'all can see, this is the wig that I'm gonna be working with. It is a used wig, and y'all gonna be so mad, but I don't know where I got this wig from. But right now I have the wig already washed and it is pretty damp, and I'm just gonna go ahead and train the hairline and part my hair into a middle part. And I'm doing this more so because this will be my guideline for where we are trying to do the infamous Lagos hairline. Now, the key to the perfect Lagos hairline is doing these two mini crescents. You want to make your hairline in a shape of an M. As y'all can see, it kind of goes up and down, kind of creating a widow's peak and pretty much making an M shape right at the middle part. As y'all can see, this is how it's going to look once you do that. And I am going to go ahead and braid them away so we can go ahead and cut off the hair. So this was completely unnecessary. You don't have to do this, y'all, but it helps if your canvas head isn't all the way white and you want to see exactly where you're cutting at. Now, y'all, please excuse this method. This is one way of doing it. Would I prefer it? No. I am going to show y'all on a separate clip below on how I usually do it is with the Nair, but right now I'm using my eyebrow razor and I just kind of shaved it off, and I went back in with the Nair just to remove the knots because the knots were still there. So just a quick disclaimer, that was my mess up because I couldn't find my Nair. And right now I'm just gonna go ahead and go in the shape of the hairline, but about an inch behind the hairline, and start plucking behind the hairline. And my method to my madness when it comes to plucking my hairline is I like to go ahead and pluck in sporadic areas. You don't want to be plucking in the same area all the time. And right now I'm just using my hot comb just to train the hairline back to see how much I've plucked. And as you can see, from one side to the other, there is a huge difference. So back to what I was saying, I like to pluck in different areas and do it kind of sporadically. And as you guys can see, I like to use my hand to kind of remove the hair that I plucked out instead of constantly combing it through until I've plucked out enough and I finally comb it out of the hair. But you just want to go in sporadic areas, not the same spot over and over again. And you just want to look at the areas that just look dense and kind of just go behind that part and pluck behind it. And I just like to do this and try to disrupt the natural hairline. I kind of go in like, you know, small little spaces just to disrupt the hairline so it doesn't look so straight across and so rigid. And then I comb it out. And overall, I actually try my best to not pluck too much towards the middle part because that's where I kind of want the hair to be the most dense, especially if you want to do a middle part. And this is how we are looking like. We are looking like Dracula, but we're gonna make this look a less dramatic. So I am gonna go into the widow's peak, and I am just gonna go ahead and start taking small sections of the part that I took out and start twisting my fingers around and then pulling the hair out. And you want to do this in small sections. If you're working with HD lace, do it in even smaller sections so you don't run the risk of ripping your lace, okay? So as y'all can see, that looks less dramatic. And now I'm going to go towards the middle part of my widow's peak, and I'm just going to go ahead and pluck behind the hairline just a bit, just so it doesn't look super harsh, but I'm not going to pluck too much. Now, once that is done, it is on to creating a foundation for my wig. As you can see, my hair is nice and pressed and relaxed, but I am trying to put it away. So I did go ahead and part my hair in the middle part, and I have two sections, and I'm going to create a pigtail and braid down my hair. And then I am just going to simply just pin them away once I am done. Now, to secure my hair into place, I am going to go ahead and use a black wig cap just so I can secure my ends. And now it's on to slicking away my edges. I am going to go into my Bold Hold liquid gold gel, and I'm going to use my baby hair brush and brush my hairline back into place. You want to make sure that your hair is really smooth back into place, just so there's no hair interrupting your wig install. And I like to do that and then use my blow dryer on medium heat And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side as well, and then use my blow dryer on medium heat. And this gel is the truth. I use this for not only just my edges, but also my ball cap method, which y'all are going to see very soon. But yeah, you just want to make sure that them edges are laid and slayed away, just so that you don't have no hair ripping out once you're taking down your wig install. Now I'm just tucking away the flyaways. And now it's on to the ball cap method. So I like to use a HD wig cap that matches my skin color, just so I don't have to go into foundation when I am doing my install, and it just keeps my installs gunk free. And I did get this off of Amazon. I am gonna leave that down below of where I got my HD wig caps. So right now, as I'm gonna go ahead and use my hair scissors, and I'm going to cut small little holes around my ear area. And I don't like to cut too high up. I want the wig cap to fit exactly snug at my ear. So I just go ahead and cut it all the way up to near the top of my ear and just roll it around my ear. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my Bold Hold liquid gold gel, and I'm going to place that around the perimeter of my hairline. And I only just use one layer, y'all. You only need just one layer. And I'm just going to go ahead and outline my hairline and let that sit until it dries completely. Now to tint my lace, I am going to use my smeared lace tint in the color Mocha, and I like to go ahead and cut some slits on my wig cap. I like to start in the middle first, then go to the edges, and then my temples last. And I like to use my hair/nail scissors, and I'm lifting up the excess wig cap all the way up until where I have it gelled at, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut right next to where I have it gelled at. Now to clean off any residue that I have on my forehead, I like to go in with 91% alcohol and a rag, and I'm gonna go ahead and just clean off the residue. And I like to go across my forehead just twice, just to make sure we remove the dirt and the oil from my hairline. And this is how your ball cap should look like once you are done. Now on to the lace wig install. I am going to be using my Erica J Hold Me Down adhesive and skin guard. I'm going in with the skin guard first, and this is in her peach flavor. I'm going to go ahead and spray down my hairline twice and let that dry down completely. Now that the lace tint is dry on my wig, it is now time to place the wig onto my head and kind of just measure out exactly where it's going to lay at. And you want to make sure that you have it proportionately set up on your head. As I can see, it is looking real good and just matching my skin tone. Now I like to go ahead and cut some slits towards the temples of my hair when it comes to the lace. And then I'm going to go ahead and just literally just roll the lace back. Now onto the glue. I am going to go ahead and start in the middle section first, and I'm going to get some of that glue on the wig cap and some of my skin, and then use my rat tail comb to smear out the glue. You want to make sure that you have it nice and thinned out. You don't want to apply too much glue, and you don't want to apply too little of glue. So you just want to make sure that it is nice and spread out and thinned out, no bubbles, and you want to make sure that it dries completely clear before you apply your next layer. And again, I'm just working in sections because the glue does dry pretty fast, and you just don't want your glue to dry and be clumpy. That is not a vibe, y'all, at all. And I went ahead and just did 2 layers because this glue is extremely strong. I do have her sport adhesive, so this is stronger than the regular one. And again, this is in the peach flavor. Now, once that second layer turns clear, we're gonna immediately place that lace in front of the glue. So I am gonna go ahead and shift my wig, and you wanna make sure that you're placing the hairline in front of the glue, not exactly on it or behind it, but in front of it. And this would just help us with not having glue in front of our hairline because that is extremely hard to clean off. So again, I am placing it right in front, and I'm not pressing it down completely. I'm just gently just aligning the wig and just gently pressing down on it until I get my perfect alignment. And then once I do that, I then go ahead and press down the lace into the glue so we can have a firm hold. Now, once we are done, I am going to go ahead and start cutting off the excess lace, starting off in the middle part where I cut the slits at. And I'm going to go ahead and use my eyebrow razor just to cut in a jagged motion. And I'm going to cut right next to the hairline. You don't want that much lace in front of your hairline. You do want to make sure you're cutting right next to the hairline so it looks super natural. And I'm just cutting in a jagged motion again just to make sure that it looks really natural, not just straight cut across, because you do want this lace to blend into your skin. Now, once we are done, I am going to go ahead and lift up the wig to see what parts aren't glued down. And for the Lagos hairline, what I have noticed is that there is some space in the area that I did, part out just now. So I am going to go ahead and part out just a little piece of that section right where the temple area is, and I'm gonna cut right there. I don't know if that makes any sense, but y'all are gonna see. I feel like this definitely gives the low hairline effect more when you kind of do it like this. And I'm just gonna go in with my razors and also my hair scissors as well, and voila. And I am gonna go ahead and cut on the other side. All right, now we are gonna go ahead and place some of that glue on the back of my hand and then use the tip of my rat tail comb, and I'm going to go ahead and just fill out the areas that I did not glue down. And I am gonna go ahead and do 2 layers of that as well. Let that dry clear in between each layer and then press it down once I am done. And this is what I like to call the detailing area. Like, I feel like this is the most tedious, but the most crucial. Like, you need to do this in order for your lace installs to look extremely laid. And I like this process better than outlining my hairline with a pencil to see exactly where I am supposed to glue down. I feel like this process is less messy, and yeah, it's just better for me, honestly. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do this all throughout the hairline, and then use the back of my comb just to press down the hairline. Now, once we are done, we are gonna go in with our first melt. I'm using my Fantasia Spritz Mega Hold, and I'm gonna use my finger, and I'm gonna press down that product into my lace. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that all throughout my hairline. This process helps melt our lace into our skin more and just makes it look more skin-like, on top of just having a better hold and a longer lasting hold with your wig install. So do not skip this process if you want your hair to be laid. Now I'm going to go ahead and use an elastic band and let that sit for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to go into my second melt. And this time I'll be using my Erica J Fluff Stuff Mousse. And I'm going to apply that on my hairline alongside with a second round of the spritz. And this is what is really going to melt your lace into place. You should not be melting your lace any shorter than an hour. Like, make sure that you are doing this for an hour. I promise you, you're going to yield the best results, and you are going to see the difference between the first melt versus the second melt. And I'm now going to go back into the spritz and spray down my hairline. And just work fast with this, especially if you are experiencing your lace lifting with the mousse. And I'm gonna go in with a satin wrap this time. Use the satin wrap so it could absorb the product and help it melt. And then I use the melt band on top just for security. And once my 30 minutes is up, y'all, my lace is melted. Do y'all see that difference? It is gagging the grills, okay? But I am just gonna go in with some water just to clean up the extra residue that I have from the spritz. And right now I'm just going in with a bit of my lace tint and using a brush just to really get my hairline to be melted. But y'all, can we get into the scalp? Like, wow, this is really and truly growing out of my head. But now it is on to the styling. I do want to go ahead and do a side part with this curly hair because I love a good side part on some big fluffy curly hair. And the key to the Lakers hairline is to have like that almost like wet looking type of hairline. So I'm gonna go ahead and just comb out my hairline on top of using my hot comb just to press down my hairline so it is nice and flat, and we get it trained for when we are molding down my hairline, y'all. So I am not gonna go back into the fluff stuff, and I'm gonna use my baby hair comb, and I'm gonna start just like swooping like these invisible baby hairs, but in a sense, like, you know, swooping it into the hairline. And this is just kind of like the Lakers hairline effect. Don't ask me what it is, I don't know, but we're just gonna be molding my hairline into place and just kind of swooping them. And I just use my baby hair comb and then my brush just to smooth it. And then I'm now gonna go ahead and do that for the middle part as well. And now to really have this laid and dried down, I'm gonna go back into my silk wrap and I'm gonna let that sit for about like 30 minutes. And look at the results, y'all. Let's get into it, okay? This is giving scalp, but do y'all see that kind of effect that it gives? It kind of gives like this molded effect. And y'all, this is my hairline close up once we are done. Y'all, can't nobody tell me this is not growing on my scalp, okay? But now it's on to wetting the hair now. I am going to go in with a spray bottle and just some water. And I'm going to go ahead and spray my hair down and get a paddle brush and just also use my Lotta Body setting lotion just to get these curls popping and laid, okay? And I'm just gonna go ahead and get my paddle brush just to define the curls more. And I like to kind of round out my paddle brush at the ends of my hair. And now I'm gonna go into my Lotta Body foaming lotion. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that all throughout my hair, okay? And this will help just define my curls even more and just make them look super juicy. Yeah, come on, can we just get into my hairline though? Like, wow. And this is my first install that I have done in over 9 months. So it's been some time since I've been out the game, but your girl is back, okay? The lace goat is back. And I will be dropping a video very soon on all the tips and tricks on how to maintain your lace wigs after you're done, and also too the reason as to why your lace wigs are probably not lasting. I'm going to be dropping all of the details, okay? When I say all of them, I mean all of them, as to why your lace wigs are probably not lasting and the most effective ways to have your lace wigs lasting. So stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping that video probably right after this video. So go ahead and just keep note on my channel and just stay tuned, okay? But y'all, look at my hairline. That's my hairline, okay? She is completely hot. And I went ahead and did my makeup off camera and defined my part with some concealer. And these are the final results. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you are at the ending of this video and want more content like this. I really do hope you found this video very informative, and I will catch you all in the next one. Love y'all.